Okay, so Saturday. This was meant to be yesterday's session. However, I rested on Thursday, so it's kind of pushed all my sessions back a day. So I'm doing my second leg session today, Saturday. I'm training with my fiancé today, so she's got the same leg day as me. I programmed it into her training so we can do this session together and just focus on a glute hamstring training, I guess you could say. Anyhow, I recorded the first set, but the issue is the battery in my camera was only a few percent charged. So while it was recording, it just died mid-recording, and that video file will be lost now. Because if a battery dies while a Sony camera is recording, that file will be corrupted essentially, and so you'll have to just bin that file. So you won't see my first working set. I've already done it, but I got plate number 13 for 15 reps. Because the rep range is 10 to 15, I'm going to bump the weight up for the second and third sets and just aim for the minimum end of the rep range, or more if I can do it essentially. So I'll go plate number 14 for hopefully 10 or more. And then we'll be on to the next exercise after this. So this is Michaela's third set, the final set. She's already on 2. She's feeling a bit of a pinching feeling, the back of her knee though. So she's going to have to take it a little bit easier today. Good. Good. Go on. Go on. Nice. That's it. Final set for me. Managed, was it 11 on that second set? The 11th rep was pretty ugly though, so I'll probably only get 10 on this. We'll see how we go though. So 2 sets of, how do you call it, kneeling, standing hamstring curl. Same. But yeah, 2 working sets either side of this, and then it'll be on to the hardest movement of the session, which is kind of like my hip hinge replacement exercise. And you've seen it before in previous training sessions if you've seen these leg sessions before. Essentially, it's I want to say like an RDL supported by a Smith machine. But you'll get what I mean when you see it. The same weight on this as last week, just aiming for a rep PB. Good. Done. Easy. Done. Second set, and consequently the final set for these. It's always easy on the right side. My right hamstring's way stronger than the left hamstring. Okay, so when it comes to this movement, you can make it more glute or hamstring dominant. Just depends on your setup essentially. So what I'm doing today is I'm making it more glute dominant. So you'll notice that I'm keeping my knees slightly bent. Whereas my friend Jaden, who I was training with a while ago, he was trying to develop his hamstrings more. He has lagging hamstrings relative to his glutes and quads. So for him, in order to do that, we were just basically cueing him to keep his knees fully locked out. In my instance, though, that would be counterproductive because my hamstrings already not dominate, but they overshadow my quads and my glutes. So glutes are the bigger priority in hinges for me at the minute. Last week I think I did 50 kilo. No. Wow, I did 60 kilo. for 12. So I'll see how this feels. Hopefully I can get 15 to 20 reps with this. If I'm failing between 15 and 20 reps on this, I'll keep it this way. But if I get more than 20 on the first working set, I'll bump it up to 60 again. So helping Michaela with these today, because she's really been struggling to execute it effectively, I guess you could say. Bend the knees a little bit more. Keep the knees soft. That's better. And don't come up as high. That's better. Good. Good. So she's just got to resist the urge to lock the knees out. Good. Good. Slow on the way down. One more. At least one more. Squeeze. Slow on the way down. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to have to wait for this damn motorbike to go. There's a motorbike leaving the gym at the minute. Pretty noisy. That's all. Okay. See, I got 17 on that first set. So 2 more of these, 2 more sets of this. Aim for another 16 to 17 on this one. Oh. Out of the whole movement, the stretch. Oh, need to breathe for a minute. So out of the whole movement, the stretch is the most important bit on this. On like a glute biased back extension, or like a glute extension on a 45-degree back extension bench, that's emphasizing more the peak contraction and kind of simulating or replacing hip thrust, whereas this movement is kind of simulating or replacing a hip hinge, like an RDL or a stiff leg. So definitely want to focus more on the stretch in this, which is why I'm holding the dumbbell close to my torso when I'm going down on the eccentric. It's probably the thing most people stuff up on this exercise, and it's why I'm always hesitant to put into people's programs. I get the impression that they're not going to hold the dumbbell close enough to their body and lengthen their levers or their arms, which then shortens the range of motion and pretty much yields this exercise as ineffective as you can possibly make it. So to make it as effective as possible, you want to keep that dumbbell closer to the torso or to your midline, or your center of mass I should say, so that way when you go down you get a bigger range of motion in that stretch. Okay, so now that she's kind of getting the hang of it, this set should be just as good as the other one, if not better. The issue she had was she was extending too much at the top, and that's another area that people go wrong. Like they either don't hold the dumbbell close enough to their torso as they lower down into the eccentric phase, and therefore shorten their range of motion, therefore stretch the muscle less, therefore stimulate the muscle less for growth. The other area that people go wrong is at the top, at the peak contraction, they come up too high, they get too much erectors involved, too much spinal erectors, whereas you want to keep the lower back rounded a little bit over like she has there, and just focus on that bottom 2/3 of the range of motion. If you were to consider the range of motion, say full stretch all the way to like an upright kind of posture, standing tall, you want to just basically work within the first 2/3 of the range of motion, or 2/4 even, 2/4 to 2/3, or 1/2 to 2/3. That's kind of like the Goldilocks zone in my opinion for this movement. And hang out, spend a little bit more time in that deep stretch. Good. Like I said, if you want to make this more hamstring biased, you just keep the knees locked out. But for us, for our instance, we're doing more glute biased version, so knees are bent. Helps prevent the hamstrings from stretching as much. Therefore, we're recruiting the hamstrings a little bit less. Go on. ab cramp. Oh. So Michaela is going to try my weight. This should be interesting. I reckon she'll get a few reps. I mean, I'm doing close to 20 with it. So she'll probably get a decent few solid reps. Good. Good.
Today we have only big weight.
That was a decent few. Now, this is hands down my favourite adductor machine I've ever used in the history of adductor machines. And the reason for it is, I guess you could say, the ability to lower the back support bench to pretty much full hip extension. So that way I can just really focus on hitting the adductors the way that I want to. Alright, my last one now. Just 3 straight sets of this. Oh.
Away.